BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello and welcome to BRB UK episode 428. I am Coleman, filling in for Dan. May he rest in peace. This is your UK podcast for the BigRedBarel.com. We are here to talk about video games and also other random things that might pop into the head of one Mr. Tim Hibbs.
Hello. You didn't tell me Dan was dead. You just told me he wasn't making it for the podcast. And
killed in action.
It was messy.
I thought he was just working.
And joining us also from BigRedBarel.com, but also from his own little ventures on YouTube, it's Rick.
It's me. Hello.
It is.
I've not been here for a while, especially since you've updated it to video.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can see what you look like now. But they probably could anyway, because you do videos. And
well, in theory.
Better than anything we've been putting out for a while. So, I must say, while you're on here, you did a brilliant review, a couple-part review of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I really, really enjoyed, but had to put off watching the second part until I finished the game, and then went back and watched retroactively. So, yeah.
Thank
good
you.
work.
Glad you enjoyed that one. Good. That one, those two.
Where do people find you on YouTube?
They can find me at The Game Cupboard, and they can also find me at Crushed Souls. So The Game Cupboard is for all things video games. At the moment, it's just lots of Let's Plays to try and keep the algorithm happy. And then Crushed Souls is for like Dark Souls playthroughs and things like that.
Okay, you're currently doing the Star Wars. What one is the online version?
The Old Republic.
Old Republic, that's the bug.
Not Knights of the Old Republic, which I keep going to call it.
That's why I had to ask you.
Yeah. I'm the one that's playing it and start to think about it.
Everyone go check out Rick on YouTube. I will put links in the show description. But before we get to the main show, Tim, I hear your life is like a video game.
What?
You said last week your life is like a video game. And I wanted to say to you, Tim, that's crazy because my life is also like a video game.
Yeah?
Because I stamped on a turtle on my way here.
Oh.
Anyway, shall we talk about some games?
Poor turtle.
Good.
I'm just worried now because my parents lost the turtle a while ago. It went missing.
Was he near Ruislip?
No, but they can get places.
Yeah, they motor when you're not looking.
They're known for their speed.
Wins the race.
The humble
wins
turtle.
the race.
wins the race.
You went into Wascally Wabbit there.
Yeah.
Love it.
The turtle in the hair.
Dan's not here this week, so I'm filling in on first chair. We called in Rick to take on third, and it's a shame because Dan was he really wanted to talk about the Monster Hunter Rise demo, which he's been putting off for so long that you actually can't download it on the Switch anymore. But I've been playing it, and so has Rick. So we thought we'll talk about it while he's not here.
Yeah, he'll love
Anarchy. Yes, Monster Hunter Rise. That's coming to the Switch pretty sharpishly, but they put out a demo, time demo beforehand, which I think entitled you something like 30 plays of the demo, and it was up until last week. And that gave you a tutorial on how to play the game, which wasn't as straightforward as you thought it might be, and then sort of an easy hunt and a harder hunt. Rick, how far did you get along with this? Because I did the training mission and the beginner's hunts. I never went for the hard one because it looked like I might need friends to actually play this game with.
Yeah, I think we went for the regular and the hard, and we only did it twice because we put a couple of 1,000 hours collectively into the old one, so we knew we were going to get it. But we tried them all, and it's odd. It's odd.
It's definitely weird going in after, like, going from 3DS, because I didn't go for the previous Switch games, going from 3DS to PS4 and then to Switch. It's very jarring in how much they've kind of taken over from, because I thought this was going to be one of those, it's a side game, it's not fully Monster Hunter, it's more kid-friendly, but it's not one of those. It is a proper Monster Hunter game, warts and all, sharpening, your whetstone and all that kind of stuff. And so coming at it, it's taken some of those kind of quality life improvements from 4 and then brought them to a more 3DS aesthetic onto the Switch, which is incredibly dangerous because you can fall into that hole really easily on those versions. But it means there's quite a steep learning curve into getting into it.
Yeah, I found that I wasn't as good naturally at it as I was expecting to be. After putting so much time into the other ones, I was like, oh, yeah, I can pick this up and get on with it. And I was like, no, I need to learn it all again. After watching the trailers and stuff, I was hoping to be like zipping around like Spider-Man on those little bugs, and the most I could do is like hop forward and fall over. Drifting on the dogs was fun, though.
Drifting on the dogs. You're going to have to explain that one for people that haven't played it.
As well as the palicos, you get big wolf dog things now that you can ride
There's
around.
still cat chefs.
Palamutes,
yes?
they're called. Palamutes.
Palamutes, thank you.
Play
I've only just learnt to stop calling palicos cats, so... the swing mechanic thing, though, I thought the same as you when I saw that in trailers. Oh, I'm going to be like Spider-Man the Monster Hunter, and then it's really difficult to control.
Yeah.
Much like when they kind of introduced that kind of pole vaulting mechanic in the 3DS version, I thought, oh, I'm going to be pole vaulting onto these big monsters and riding around and having a great old time on them, but I could never get it to work. And it's the same here with the swinging mechanic. But when you do get it to work, riding around on big monsters and using them to attack, kind of without a better example, Crash of the Titans, just taking control of the big monster and using it to attack your enemies around you. Really cool idea. I like that.
Quite a good example to use, actually.
So are you using those bigger monsters to beat up smaller monsters then?
Yes, or big monsters as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
that could work.
It's interesting. It's not sold me on getting a new Monster Hunter game just yet, because I still enjoy World, and I'm replaying it on PC now because frame rate and stuff and easier connectivity. Well, the kind of netcode's a bit friendlier than it is on the PlayStation on PC, and it runs a bit faster and stuff. So, and I'm really enjoying it. Never looked if there's any kind of modding scene on there, but so to then go back to the 3DS aesthetic and then I don't know. It was like when they did the Pokemon, the last Pokemon games, and you jumped onto there and you're expecting this new world of HD gameplay, and then you look at it, it's like, it's just a Switch game it's a 3DS game on a Switch. And then after a while you get into the gameplay and you kind of turn a blind eye to the looks of it, and I've got to get there with the Monster Hunter yet. Yeah,
that's what I found quite jarring about it at first, to be honest. Because again, from the trailers, you're like, oh wow, this looks really good for a Switch game. But when you're playing it in handheld, it doesn't look like that at all. And it's going to be handheld for me, because I play Monster Hunter with my girlfriend, and we didn't put a lot of time into World because we were sat in separate rooms, but we've always played Monster Hunter like on the sofa or on the train or on the plane or something like next to each other. So it kind of put us off playing World because we were in different rooms with headsets, and it just didn't feel the same. So,
no. What you do, one on a PS4 connected to the TV, one on a PS4 connected to a PlayStation VR. Then you can be in the same room without the need of two televisions.
Like enough to buy that piece of crap.
I'll lend you one.
I'm surprised they didn't go for a cloud option, possibly, considering you've been playing a lot of it online anyway. Would that not be an option with that, like they did for like Resident Evil and other games that weren't, able to run natively?
I think they're doing that more so for the idea of this is a game that's too heavy to run on. Oh, do you mean like why?
Yeah, making
why
a version that runs in the cloud anyway, sort of thing. No,
I think that idea is good for getting over games from other platforms that might not necessarily be playable on the Switch. But when this game is just coming out as a Switch game, then you want to benefit the Switch. You can't just go, hey, this is going to be a cloud game. I reckon. Plus, that cloud-based solution is very hit and miss. You can kind of isolate your audience on who can play it. There's been a lot of complaints about how Hitman 3 performs on the Switch because of the cloud system. A lot of people, like, it does a lot of stuttering and then repeating your last button input and walking you into the wrong kind of character and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And
come on, at one point, we've all lived on the same street. We know how bad the internet around here is.
There is that.
Yeah.
Last thing you want is a connection issue that makes your last button input walk you into the jaws of a Rathalos or something. So, Anyway, Monster Hunter Rise, that's coming soon to the Switch. The demo, unfortunately, isn't available to play anymore. I don't know if you downloaded it, can you still play it? Or is it just...
That's a good question. I think I deleted it to make space for a new game that I'm playing.
I'll tell you what.
You can have a look. Look at this.
Have a look.
In-field research, this is called.
You can still play, but you can't use online play.
Right.
So if you installed it and you just didn't get round to it, there you go.
Get that practice in for March. Is it 21st or 31st it's coming out? I feel like it's 21st.
I feel like I don't know. But that's okay, because it'll be then. One of those dates. One of those 2 days. Might be a different date.
Might be in between those days. Might be before those days. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll probably get a chance to mention it before then as well, but hey.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise. Tim, what you been playing, buddy?
Well, as I said, I haven't really played anything much new this week. I did play a little bit more Destruction All-Stars, but that didn't really seem to have any new content yet, and they don't seem to have applied any way to earn the stuff in-game, unless I missed that. I don't know, but as I said, a bit disappointed from last week, but I still hold out hope that there might be a bit more to it, hopefully.
I was listening to the show last week, which is great when I'm not on, because it feels like I'm a fan again and just listen to the show. I like those ones. When you were talking about like additions you could make to the game and stuff, I heard this, I can't remember which other podcast I heard this, but I'd like to float this one by you. What if they basically turn this into PlayStation's Mario Kart and all kind of content characters brought in are Kratos and Jack and Daxter, and that would be awesome.
That'd be great. And
Aloy.
Aloy. That's the thing. I would like to support this game financially. I just don't like their business model, and it doesn't seem like a good deal that they're offering. So I'm either going to wait, and that feels like it's a weird game to wait for, when the kind of I'd rather get stuck into the game and play more of the online while I'm playing more of the single player. Yeah, and as I said, just feels a bit limited. But other than that, Demon Souls, which been playing recently, and Rick knows very much about, and has kindly lent me his copy of. So I'm kind of trying to play that whenever I have the chance, which is generally when I'm not playing something for review and just, general gaming time. But that's kind of consuming most of my time at the moment. Like, I should be playing more of Hitman, because I really like Hitman and I want to get through that. But every time I sit down to play something, I'm like, yeah, but I could do another run on that boss and Demon Souls.
It sounds like you've been bitten by the FromSoft bug, mate.
Yeah,
welcome to the party.
Yeah, and I have now got further in the game than I did playing the original version, and probably considerably further. I've beat about 7 bosses, I think, something of that sort of magnitude, 6, 7. And really enjoying it. It's definitely hard. It's definitely unforgiving. We haven't really had you on since it came out, but the PS5 remake looks really nice. I think that's the best thing about it.
And I was playing it in performance mode, not visuals, for that 60 FPS. I was never a FPS snob at all. I was like, 60, 30, I don't care, I can't tell the difference anyway. 'Cause I mostly play RPGs and slower games. I was like, it doesn't make a difference to me. Got the 5, Demon Souls, day one, put it in. Wow, that 60 FPS makes such a difference, especially when you're trying to counter attacks and dodge things. Just having those extra frames to read is it's so nice. When it's a game that you do get down to knowing every frame, it makes a difference, kind of thing. Big time. I after I finished Demon Souls, I installed Bloodborne on the 5, and that runs at 30. And you can really tell. It took a long time playing that to get used to the 30 again. So, yeah. And just the graphics as well, just even in performance mode, it is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. It is beautiful.
I've been trying to get back into Bloodborne. I keep booting it, because I've actually not played it since having a Pro, let alone a 5. Yeah. So, and I know there's been improvements on load times and stuff, and it's going to perform better on the Pro. Yeah. And so I keep trying to, but each time I play it, I was like, it's just not Sekiro.
Thank Christ.
I think a 60 FPS version of that game would be very much appreciated. And also, I think 60 FPS is much more appreciated in like first-person shooters, driving games, but then these more reactionary type combat games,
it's big time. I'd love just a patch for Bloodborne. After I finished Demon's Souls and played Bloodborne again, I got the platinum on Bloodborne, and I will go through that again with a clear save if they give it a 60 FPS patch, because that would be an experience. It really would.
Yeah. There is an unofficial patch that's it's more of you access the debug menu, and if you turn down the resolution settings to 720, then you can play it at 60 frames per second, which don't know the logistics of it, if that's something naughty you have to do to do it on your PlayStation 4, but
I can barely turn my PC on.
I might have to look into that a bit more, but yeah, it's surprising to see as well how many people like yourself have gone, I've never been one for 60 frames per second. I've never had a problem with, and then suddenly the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Series X's are out, and they're again, yeah, okay, I can never go back to 30. It's I hope it stays like this, and so it'll be interesting to see if we stay like this going forward, or if there's still going to be games locked at 30.
But yeah, I also think just as I said, the graphical side of things, but particularly the lighting is just phenomenal in the game as well. Like it really does look great as well. It's a good game for showing off what the PS5 can actually do at this early stage, sort of thing. Really good conversion of the original. While it's as good as you thought it might have looked at the time, but it's one of those things. You see them side by side, they look so much better. But
it's the original game with the rose-tinted glasses on.
But I think that this even ascends that. It seems everything about it has been kept as the original game.
Yeah, it's a warts and all remake, isn't it?
Yeah, just given a nice level of polish that makes everything look better. And I don't know how much they changed any of the actual mechanics of the game, but everything, from my memory at least, is as it was. I heard they put a few more invisible barriers up to stop people cheating their way into things when they shouldn't. But yeah, other than that, it seems to be a very faithful recreation of the game, while still making it graphically look much more impressive. And it's been really fun to play through. So yeah, thank you very much, Rick.
I just hope we get DLC for it, because we've got the Broken Archstone. If anyone can bring that Archstone to life, it's Bluepoint. I would love some DLC with that. Finally get to see what's behind that Archstone.
Interestingly, this week I saw the announcement that Oddworld New and Tasty is getting a free DLC that's coming out to it.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was interesting, seeing a game, get DLC after like 20 years.
Well, they did that with Borderlands 2 when Borderlands 3 was coming out. Considering there'd been the pre-sequel in between, they added free DLC to it to play a campaign to lead you into Borderlands 3, and that game was a 360 game. It's quite mad to see you go on. But yeah, Bluepoint's interesting because they did the Shadow of the Colossus game on PS4 as well, and again, it's exactly how you remember it on the PS5 with your rose-tinted glasses on. So yeah, and it's a cracking game, but they added DLC, but the DLC was like cosmetic like pre-order type DLC.
Yeah, they did that with Demon's Souls.
Yeah, and you're expecting them to then go, well, are you going to add some more campaign to it? Are you going to add something new to it down the line? No.
Something that they did with that game that I was a big fan of is, for years, there was a secret, or what people thought was a secret in Shadow of the Colossus, and the community was trying for years to get behind this door. Could never do it.
You got to kill 100 lizards and fire an arrow off the cliff.
Yeah,
I remember all those theories.
It was crazy how much effort and time went into finding it, and there was nothing there ultimately. But Bluepoint put something there.
Yeah,
and that's
a nice touch.
Yeah, it's just fan service at its best, I feel.
And they did the same with Demon's Souls, if I remember correctly. Because they did
added an extra
the coins.
Door. They added a hidden door, and they put the penetrator armor behind it, which was an armor set that people have wanted since since the original version.
Yeah, because they added this kind of coin currency, secret coins you can find in Shadow of the Colossus. If you collect them all, then it opens up a secret level to give you extra things, and they added those coins to Demon Souls as well, which now whenever Bluepoint do a remake, I'm going to be going, well, where are the coins? What are we looking for, boys?
The odds of it happening are very slim, but they've done such a good job of these things that when they released that tweet a while ago, before they announced the Demon Souls remake, they had just word soup in it. And they were mentioning souls and demons, but then loads of other stuff as well. And they used the phrase Black Monster and Dart, and that's two characters from one of my favourite games, The Legend of Dragoon, which they're also rumoured, or what the fans want is them to remake that. And yeah, because they did such they did such a good job of Demon Souls, I'm really hoping that they do go for The Legend of Dragoon, which is also a Sony exclusive, so it'd make perfect sense.
They do seem to be setting the benchmark in remakes at the moment and how to do it right and do it well. So, yeah.
Just behind Square Enix. I'm not joking.
Okay.
like they take the game, and Capcom, in fact. There's Square Enix with the Final Fantasy VII remake, then there's Capcom with the Resident Evil 2 and 3 to a lesser extent remakes,
okay, yeah.
And then you got because what Bluepoint do is they go, hey, we're going to remake the game how you remember the game, like you keep saying, and all. The other two are like, these are reimaginings of the games you love. This is there's some. It's more approachable for new fans, but there's something there for the hardcores as well, which I like. It gives you something new to play.
Fair
I
enough.
like that. Right, I have been playing the Medium, but I haven't really played enough of it that I feel warrants talking about it on the show, because every time I play
medium
it,
rare, you might say.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of you.
Well, the problem is, I mean, it's a female protagonist and she's average height, and I want her to be at least 9 foot tall, so I can't get into it. There you go. You're happy.
9 foot tall
Twitter.
vampire lady.
I did the joke.
I
did the joke. Are you happy now? No, the Medium. It's very kind of dreary. I thought it was going to be a big, scary, old school Resident Evil horror type game from first booting it up, and it's actually more of a Ikaruga type game.
Psychological horror type thing?
Less. I wouldn't really say horror.
Kind of like a psychological walking sim almost, from what I've heard, because there's no combat in it, is there?
No, it really
I was expecting Silent Hill.
I saw an article saying the Medium really needs a shotgun. I agree. Because it kind of lures you into thinking this is an old school action survival horror PlayStation game, but it isn't. The kind of hook of this game is you're someone who exists within the main plane of our world, but also within the afterlife. And rather than doing a button where you switch between the two, it does a split screen where it holds both environments up at the same time, and you're controlling the character in both environments, and it runs them simultaneously. And that's kind of where it uses the processing power of the latest Xbox consoles and the PC.
So good it can play a game twice.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not really graphically impressive. Its story is very dreary and takes a while to keep invested. It's late 90s Poland, so that's kind of an idea for you on the politics and stuff behind it. But every time I start thinking I'm going to get into it, I go, I'm just going to put on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll come back to this a bit later, and then go, I really should play the Medium, but so it's not really got its hook to me. And as well, playing it on PC, like my PC, it's got some kicking power, but it's not this amazing power horse thing. I can play the kind of intro level really well, and then you get to the next one where it's a bit more open, and it goes, and GBA graphics. And it's kind of jarring. But yeah, I'll put some stuff in the video, but I didn't want to. It's on Game Pass. Try it for yourself if you got a powerful PC, or if you've got because the lower level settings are not worth playing it on. You got to play it on the high settings, or you got to play it on an Xbox. So there you go.
I'm still waiting for them to come back in stock.
Yeah.
I have had so many opportunities to buy Xboxes. I've had 2 within the last week, and I'm not because I want to get a PlayStation. So I'm going to end up buying an S at some point, I think, just because they're there.
Yeah,
so there you go.
I can't find them anywhere, and I'm pretty sure that the Argos near us is a front, because every time I check there, they're like,
they all look like fronts.
Can't deliver to you, and it's not in stock. I'm like, are you legit, or are you like a money laundering thing? It's very weird.
I have to say, I like my S, but I don't know if it's just, as you said, Demon Souls having its claws in me at the moment. But generally, I'm playing my PS5 in favour of my S at the moment. So
could it be that the only exclusive for the Xbox at the moment is the Medium?
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say. That did get... I think I pre-downloaded it and I haven't even turned it on to try it, basically, because I saw mixed reviews and it's not entirely my type of thing anyway. So I might play it if everyone was raving about it, but the fact that that is not the case, I'm a bit more lukewarm.
If you like...
Medium.
The Grim Fandango remakes, where they improved the tank controls.
Yeah.
And if you like Telltale games, but you want them to look better...
So
this
the
is
medium,
the game for
more
you.
like the tedium.
Yeah. Maybe not then.
That's a Tim quality joke, that is.
The Medium. It's on Game Pass. I've been playing the Balan Underworld demo. I'll leave that for next week, I think, in favour of the news. It's not great, but we'll leave that for another time.
Really that good? Okay.
We got some news, chaps. First of all, Warner Brothers Games, they have successfully patented the Nemesis System, which you may remember from Shadow of Mordor and then the sequel Shadow of War, which was built on a greater extent. And if you remember the kind of discourse around the game when it first released, Shadow of Mordor with the Nemesis System was such a big thing that it was reported in the kind of game press of like, oh my God, every game is going to use this. I can think of 10 reasons off the top of my head that every franchise needs to use the Nemesis System
to make a game, yeah.
It just didn't happen. And outside of the Shadow of War, the sequel to Shadow of Mordor, it didn't really happen in any Warner Brothers properties either.
No.
Even though there's been this long-rumoured Batman game that's going to use the Nemesis System.
That would be so good.
Yeah, I was told about this by a reliable source a good 4 years ago, and I don't think it's ever happening. So there you go. But the Nemesis System, it has been patented. You might be thinking, why didn't anyone ever use this? There's probably kind of discourse around the different studios going, we should use this, but they're trying to get a patent on it.
Yeah, and if they're successful, they'll mess us up.
Game into develop, yada yada yada. It's
and now they've been
loading screen games all over again. Now they are successful. You'll never see this game outside of a Lord of the Rings game,
thus making themselves the nemesis of many other games companies. Well done, brilliant.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers in games and movies recently just seem to be going out of their way to piss everybody off. They really do. And how can they... Yeah, I just don't get how...
Are you talking about the Snyder Cut?
I'm talking about what they did with taking all of the 2021 releases and just throwing them all onto HBO. So Legendary taking them...
What are you talking about? Christopher Nolan seemed way happy with that decision. So did Legendary Pictures.
He's Michael Bay for hipsters, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Okay. Anyway, trademark on the Nemesis System, that now lies with Warner Brothers Games. That will do so and from the 3rd of February this year until see if I can get this right, all the way through to 2035, providing that Warner Brothers actually keep up with the necessary fees of that game, which... Unless Warner Brothers have a year like last year where they go, let's start offloading all our assets, they probably will keep hold of it.
Yeah, I think it's bad news for the video game industry. It's bad news for gamers. I guess it's good news for Warner Brothers, but I don't see how this doesn't reflect badly on them as well. Like, a lot of gamers will have taken this badly, and gamers taking things badly doesn't always go well. I'm not saying that should be a threat against not doing the right thing, but this is definitely the wrong thing. This is definitely a bad way to do video. Video games all work by standing on the shoulders of the giants that went before them. And this game in itself, as many people have pointed out, stole mechanics in this up. It's got the Batman system. Okay, that's a Warner Brothers game.
Well, it's not stolen mechanics.
Okay,
because those people did not patent their mechanics.
But as in,
the same,
lifted
more
and inspired by, and yes,
more so than the Arkham mechanics, which is a Warner Brothers property.
Yeah,
there was a whole thing about when Shadow of Mordor released, which I remember very vividly, of the original animator of Assassin's Creed getting very, very irate because he was literally going through frame to frame going, you have stolen my animation, my kill animations in this game, and not giving me any kind of credit. So I don't know what the kind of fallout of that was. I'm pretty sure it got settled away from us ever knowing. But yeah, I definitely remember that was a thing that happened. So... Yeah. It's a shame. It means no one else can use this beautiful system that no one else has been using in place.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, what if Ubisoft go, right, okay, well, no one else can make open world games because we've patented them now. Like, it's just ridiculous. Where does it end? Like, yeah, anyway, stupid patent.
Yeah, don't give Nintendo ideas because they will patent everything.
Yeah.
We've patented Italians.
Yeah. Mustaches. That's it. No one else can have mustaches in video games.
And next, so this one's a little bit risky reporting on because this might all be sorted out by the time this episode goes out. But Anthem Next. So this is the Anthem came out to a thundering, and not a lot of people were happy with the finished result. Some people were. And those were crazy people, but we won't shame them on this episode. Anyway, Anthem came out and EA swiftly followed up a couple of months later and go, all right, we're taking it. We're going to work on it. We've got a team of 30 people working on Anthem and we're going to fix it. And we'll take all your stats and feedback and stuff into account. And we're going to make Anthem Next. And it's going to be an update and you'll all be able to love Anthem once more. And everyone went, oh, Anthem's a $5. Let's pick that up and wait for this new update. So according to a report on Bloomberg, EA executives are going to review the latest version of Anthem later this week. So again, might happen by the time this podcast comes out. And they are then going to decide whether they're going to continue with the project or they're going to axe it.
Or take it out the back.
Yeah.
With the shotgun. Yeah.
So this might be the end of Anthem. It might have already died. We don't know.
I didn't realise that it was still going, to be honest. I thought they canned it months ago.
No, still on the cards. Right,
it's like a dog with like diabetes, no eyes and 3 legs, isn't it? It's just dragging itself along.
I really hope they don't cancel it because someone gave me a copy a while ago and I played a little bit and went, yep, that's Anthem. And now I've re-gifted it to my girlfriend's niece and I'm really hoping she gets like the cool experience afterwards and they don't just go, no, we're shutting the servers off, sorry.
Yeah, I bought it for a $5 a while back and yeah, it'd be interesting to have a live update of, how much is Anthem worth this week and how much will it be worth after this announcement is worth. It's either going to go down to nothing or go up to something.
Look, all I'm saying is Square Enix, Avengers didn't perform the way you wanted to. EA, Anthem didn't perform the way you wanted to. You had a really cool Iron Man. You have an Avengers license. Why don't you guys come together and do something about it?
Yeah, and fail spectacularly.
Yeah,
together.
Failed video games together until they make a good whole, yeah?
It's not about the games of service failing. It's about the friends we made along the way. And lastly this week, CD Projekt Red are in the news, and it's not to do with Cyberpunk being trashed in the news once again, although it is kind of related because this time it is a cyber attack against the company. They assumingly woke up and went to work and opened up their computers and got greeted with a lovely notepad that was the most 2002 worded Gamer Online written threat, which was full of grammatical errors and spelling mistakes, but told them that they'd been pwned and that the contents of their servers, including Cyberpunk, The Witcher 3 source code, and also an unreleased version of Witcher 3 had all been, and Gwent had all been taken, and also all their employee information, HR information, cyber information, like everything had been taken. And they were going to go off and send it off to the highest bidder if they hadn't been paid a ransom within 48 hours. And This has happened to CD Projekt a couple of times. They were hacked a couple of years ago where someone threatened to leak out all the source code the story details to Cyberpunk. It happened before The Witcher 3 came out. I think someone broke into one of their Dropboxes and said that they were going to leak out all their details. And each time they go, we don't negotiate with terrorists. We will take it on the chin. Although this time it's not them going, we're going to take it on the chin, you're going to leak out our game. It's, we're going to take it on the chin, you're going to leak out our employees' personal details.
Yeah, a bit more worrying. Are they really going to do that? Like, I don't. That's another step further than, just leaking source code or video game stuff. Like,
I don't know about the personal information, but there was a KELA. They are a dark web monitoring organization. Today they posted on The Verge. They said that the source code to CD Projekt Red's engine that's used for their games, that was actually sold on a dark web auction site today. So,
that's started. Haven't they got a load of ex-employee information as well?
I'd assume so. Because employees of any case are terrible at getting rid of that stuff.
Yeah, that's really dumb. Stuff like that just really winds me up. Because it's all over a game.
Yeah.
Because someone didn't like a game, so we're going to do this. And it's like, come on, guys.
Well, it's kind of there's a 2-point lesson to be learned here. One, don't revel in this and go, haha, serves you right, CD Projekt Red, because Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't to my liking. I agree that game has wealth of problems, but don't revel in this because 1, hacking bad, 2, employees have suffered enough by all accounts if they're working
none
through
of this
toxic
was their fault.
Workplace allegations and all kinds of crunch and all that kind of stuff. And then suddenly, and my details get leaked. Great. Thanks.
Yeah. You're not harming the right people. I'm not saying you should harm any people necessarily, but
imagine being burnt out on working on a game for years and then leaving a company and then your details get leaked.
And then doxed online.
Especially after you've been getting death threats. Getting death threats and then getting doxed. Brilliant.
Yeah.
What a combination.
Yeah.
The other point to make on this is CD Projekt Red, CD Projekt as the company, really need to work on their security because this has happened on multiple occasions now.
Something they should possibly be focusing a bit more on. There's no part of this story that's good, not even the grammar in the thing, but did you think that was a deliberate attempt at being somewhat 80s, and that was as long back as they could remember, because they're probably not old enough to properly remember the 80s or internet speed. I don't know. I'm just, I have no idea. But not the most important factor here. And I just, as I said, punishing the wrong people in the wrong way and doing things badly. But I don't know. I can't blame CD Projekt Red for not wanting to negotiate with them. As you say, they should possibly tighten up their security a bit, though. Yeah, but if you're gonna register your dislike of the game in some way, do it in a rational way, like Coleman did. Get your money back. That's fine. I went for the physical version. I've decided I'm just going to set it aside, and when it's good and ready, I'll play it again, basically, and hopefully enjoy it more. But
you probably could have got a refund on that.
Yeah,
Still.
Probably. But
just
just
write an angry Metacritic review and go to sleep.
There's enough people getting their money back. And oddly enough, I don't know, it's been a while waiting for the game, and people did wait for the game for a while anyway, but then it's a case of people will wait quite a length of time for a video game on Kickstarter or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't see this as any different. I'm waiting for the game to be finished.
The way I see it, when Anthem came out, going back to Anthem, I kind of blind curiosity of how everyone was hating on it. I wanted to give it a go. Because I played the alpha and the beta. I was like, what is the release product like? What is the full game like? But I'm not spending full price on this to then go, I hope they fix this down the line. And it was the same with I'd spent full price for Cyberpunk 2077, played it, had problems, then it deleted my save and went, right, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to sit this aside and wait for them to fix it. I will, if they do fix it and it is a brilliant game, I will then go pick this up down the road for a much reduced second-hand price, more likely. Lastly, not on the agenda, but this was kind of released this morning. I didn't add it in, but I thought I'd throw it in randomly at the end. So Game of Thrones star Bella Ramsey has been cast as Ellie in the Last of Us HBO TV show. And more surprisingly to me, I don't know about you guys, but Pedro Pascal has been cast as Joel in The Last of Us. The casting is good, but it could be better.
I was going to make that joke on the GameSpot thing. All right.
Did you want to do it? And I'll cut it in.
Quite a lot. When I ain't been talking, I've been then quiet. I've been going to make quips, and you've been beating me to them by like half a second.
Sorry. I'm going to beat you with another one. The guy who looks more like Nathan Drake than most people has been cast as Joel.
Yeah, I like him as an actor and as a person, and in the roles that he's played, he's been brilliant. I'm not entirely sure he's right for that role, but I'm willing to wait and see. He doesn't look as quite as heavy set as I imagine Joel to be, kind of thing, though. And yeah.
Oh, you like Pedro Pascal? Do you name 5 of his albums?
I just want to hear 2 B-sides. Is the new hotness at the moment because of The Mandalorian? And that's it. Is a good name to put on a thing. Is he the right actor for it? I know. He's very good. He does have experience with this kind of story because The Mandalorian's basically The Last of Us in space, isn't it? Trying to take this little kid, take it somewhere else.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. He's he's good. But he wasn't even in my 20 people that I'd cast, to be honest.
Not who you would imagine.
Mind.
Who's your number 1 out of curiosity?
You, obviously.
Oh, excellent. I might need a wig.
Yeah.
I would have gone with Tom Holland.
Mark Wahlberg.
Let's
just go all in.
Of course. Do you know what? I was really hoping that when they said there was going to be a Last of Us initially when they said there was going to be a Last of Us movie, I was like, oh yeah, cool. Watch the Adventures of Joel and Ellie on the big screen. I'm all up for that. Then when that was cancelled, and later on down the line, they go, yep, we're going to make a HBO show about The Last of Us. Immediately, I thought, I really hope they don't do the story of Joel and Ellie and they focus on something else in the universe that you could tie into the game.
Imagine
elsewhere
prequel series that takes place while the outbreak's happening.
No, before that, just their day-to-day life.
Their day-to-day life.
He drinks coffee and plays guitar. She is a child.
See, you said about being too slow with quips. Coleman jumped in before I had a chance for my brain to fully process, and then still not a fully formed thing.
Yeah.
I'm building this up way too much, so it's going to be crap now.
Buffering
but
sign on your face.
Mark Wahlberg treat people like mushrooms kind of reference. Anyway.
This is why they're called quips and not slow.
Yeah, are you stroking out?
Possibly.
Do you feel all right?
Are you okay? Do you need us to call someone?
Can you smell toast?
Yes. Always.
I smell mushrooms. Oh, no!
That'd be the worst.
Okay. That's all the news we've got this week. I could have a quick look to see if they've settled that Anthem Next thing.
Oh, is it live as we speak?
Well, if it's not, then I'll just cut this out. Oh, here you go. Here's some breaking news. Jack Black has been cast as Claptrap in the upcoming Borderlands movie. Yeah.
Okay, that works. That checks out.
He can do annoying voice.
Yep. Annoying voice. Roy.
They're just going to stick him in a cardboard box. That'll be it. Just Jack Black in a cardboard box.
This a cardboard box over his head, yeah?
Yeah. He's got his arm sticking out the side. He's like, woo!
Also, just to sneak it in, I don't know if you saw, but just before the show, they announced that Ratchet & Clank is coming out on PS5 on June the 11th with pre-orders.
Doesn't matter. No one will be able to buy a PlayStation 5.
Brilliant.
They're fan fiction.
Actually get a new game for my PS5 then.
Yay.
PlayStation 5s don't exist. They didn't happen. Fan fiction. No one can buy one. You are both lying.
I hope you get one this week, Mr. Coleman.
Yeah. I doubt it will be this week, but yeah, there you go. Sorry, June 11th. I kind of talked all over you when you were doing that.
Yes. That's
Anyway,
fine.
that is all the news we have time for this week. But over on the Discord, we have had a question from our lovely friend Ed. He says, I have a question for the podcast. If you could pay a band to make a song based on you all for the BRB UK intro and outro, what band would it be and how would the song go?
I don't know about
This
how
is
the song would go.
Ridiculous of a question.
Yeah, that's hard. The song go, that's a bit much. We might not be able to make that up on the spot, I'm afraid. But yeah, I'd like to see a royal blood effort at doing a podcast intro. I think that'd be quite interesting.
Not Terrorvision.
Well, Terrorvision's good also.
Ooh. Age.
We are quite old now.
Yeah, well, it was the last gig we went to before everything got closed down forever.
Before the mushrooms.
I'll pick
For the
one for the
mushrooms.
youth. Skrillex. Is that still a thing? Do kids still do Skrillex?
That's what that person that hacked CD Projekt Red. These are Skrillex fans. You can tell from his grammar.
That pwned thing. Do you remember South Park did a World of Warcraft crossover
Yes.
in like 2006?
It was
and Cartman says you just got pwned at the end, and I remember groaning, going, "That's such an old." So there you go, the lofty heights of 2021. Yeah, you go, Skrillex. I'll have a dubstep version of the BRB UK intro and outro. And if you want to do a if you can do a dubstep, then do kids still do
You
dubstep?
can
they
do
that
a
on their
dubstep!
do they do dubsteps on their TikToks? Do you dance to a dubstep? Do you floss? Do you dab?
It'd be interesting to see how many kids know what dubstep is these days.
Nurse?
Everything
Yeah, I
moves so
Nurse,
quickly.
hello.
But my answer, legit, corner shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have to refresh me here. Did Corner Shop do
Brim
the
full of
song,
Asher.
or
Brim
did
full of
Corner
Asher.
Shop do the remake, the remix?
Of what?
Brimful of Asher.
Brimful of
Brimful
Asher.
of Asher.
Brimful of Asher is a song, and then the radio version that went out was
Yeah, sure that was
remix.
still
There
corner shop.
was both. There was the original
Both?
and the remix.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I've changed my mind. Babylon Zoo.
No, that was
Eiffel
rubbish.
65.
No, Babylon Zoo, because you could the intro
It would be great
really
for a
good.
really short
It'd
intro,
be really
yeah.
good intro, and then you can release the full version. And after the intro,
sounds
God
like
knows what it is.
Nothing like it. Absolute
Yeah.
pants.
Excellent. Yeah,
I remember buying that single and just listening to the beginning again and again, and one of the remixes that didn't go off in the other path. But anyway, yeah, hey.
that single for a lot of people was the first bad decision they made in a long line of bad decisions. Everything has an origin point, and that buying that single for a lot of people was it. It was downhill from there.
That basically led to COVID, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
They did make a lot of money through NASA, apparently, so there you go. Serious answer, Fat Night. Great band. Love them. Anyway, that's the
You saying Babylon Zoo wasn't a serious answer? I mean, sorted.
Oh dear. We'll have to put the Winston Churchill quote back in, but it will be like sped up and high pitch and stuff.
Get the Chemical Brothers in. They'll do a job.
If you want to get in contact with the show and ask us silly nonsense questions or serious ones, then you can do via the comment section on BigRedBarel.com, where we also have a link to our Discord channel. It's kicking off on there. I've enjoyed our stuff on Discord lately. Also, we've got Big Red Barrel on Facebook and Twitter, and Big Red Barrel TV on YouTube. Can do in the comment section. All of those go straight to me, and it pings on my phone, usually when I'm on the toilet, and I go, what's that? I'll remember to put that in the agenda, and then I'll forget until the last minute. A little peek behind the curtain, if you will. That has been everything for this week, episode 428. There we go. I didn't just look that up. I definitely remembered that off the top of my head from the start to the end of the show. Rick, thank you for stepping in, because Dan literally gave us a couple of minutes to to find a replacement.
I was in bed when you texted me.
Brilliant.
And then I set an alarm because my sleep
This seems to
pattern's
happen a lot.
completely screwed up. I ended up waking up at midnight. I got up, got drunk, and then at like 8 o'clock in the morning, put an old school Godzilla film on. So that's my
As you
day.
do.
So I was in bed with a hangover when you texted me like, "Do you want to be on the podcast?" I was like, Yeah, alright.
Well, in that case, while you're here, who's going to win, Kong or Zilla?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Do you want the boring real answer or just
No, I just pick one.
Oh, it's Zilla, always.
There we go.
Radioactive giant lizard beating up a monkey? Come on, anyone who thinks Kong's going to win's mental.
He's an ape.
He's a stupid monkey is what he is. Kong, what's he going to do? Ooh, he's going to throw his shit at him. Come on, get away. Radioactive breath versus feces every day.
He's got an axe
Intelligent
made
use
of
of
a Godzilla
tools
scale.
will be the downfall of Godzilla, as exhibited in the trailer.
That looks like getting into it now. That looks like one of Zilla's scales, doesn't it? One of his back plates.
Yeah, if you look at the model they released as well, it's definitely a backplate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to gush about this more offline. Tell the listeners once again where they can find you.
They can find me at youtube.com/thegamecupboard and youtube.com/crushedSouls. I don't have Twitter anymore. I got banned off one account, and I deleted my other account.
Good.
Yeah,
Did you call someone a C word?
Donald Trump.
Oh, wow.
You said Donald Trump on Twitter.
No, I called him the C word, and then I got my account suspended.
Oh, dear.
I mean, come on, that's at least accurate.
Yeah, it's not like it was false information.
Yeah. Didn't flag it with one of those, this information
fake
has
news
been...
thing.
No,
But I got banned, and then...
just a bit rude.
But then he got kicked off, so I was like, my work is done anyway. Felt like Batman, just put my suit up, that's it. Going to go to a cafe in Paris and have a cup of coffee with Anne Hathaway now.
I would have gone Spider-Man putting the suit in the bin.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was with my phone. I don't need this anymore. Been banned off the socials.
And also, we've got the Comics Inc. podcast, which you haven't had an episode up for a while, but they're
Over a
available.
year.
You can listen to those. I recommend it. They're good.
Yeah, if you're watching this, Ruben, get in touch. Come on. Waiting for you.
All right, there's another talk to be made off mic. All right, and while we're giving out shout-outs, Tim, you can find Tim on Twitter at TimBRB. He talks about how the government shafted him over.
But anyway.
Oh, is it BRB Tim? Sorry. At BRB Tim, where he will talk about how the government shafted him out of money at work.
Oh, you know, how the government's shafting everyone out of money, generally. But
That too.
I'm doing all right.
You can find me at Dammit Coleman on Twitter, and I very rarely go on there lately. I should probably do more on Twitter.
No, stay away. It's a horrible place.
It's a horrible. It is a silly place.
It's like the anti-Disney World.
Coleman, now Rick's gone. It's actually all right.
That's
no
it.
Trump, no Rick. It's all pleasant sunshine on Twitter these days.
Sunshine and lollipops. Yeah. Fun fact, if you go dammitcoleman.com, it'll take you to my Twitter profile. So there you go. There you go. All right. Thank you, Rick, once again for jumping on. Thank you, Tim, for being Tim. This has been episode 428 of the Big Red Barrel UK podcast. We should be back next week with Dan. If not, though...
Something?
Assume vengeance needs to be fulfilled.
Just sat here waiting for my invites. Fine.
We'll get Rick again, probably.
I know, and I'm not wondering.
Unless he's asleep watching Godzilla in bed.
Probably be asleep watching Godzilla in bed.
There's a good 90% chance of that happening. So for this week, I have been Coleman.
I might have been Tim. Maybe.
I've been hungover.
Until next time, dear listeners, goodbye.
Your ears are quite welcome
for the podcasting goodness that you just heard.
Why not roll on over
to BigRedBarel.com
for more podcasts,
news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.
Has all been feeling like my real life is video game quests.
All right, you might.
For Coleman,
okay.
I had to get 3 random objects. It was a Batman-related present, a flat cap, and a 4K camera.